1 hour left in the trading session. Welcome back to the close. Let's have a look at how we stand right now heading into the last hour of the day. 0.3 for the S&P, the Dow, almost a full percent to the downside. The NASDAQ, though, holding on to decent gains. Everything else pretty muted. We are seeing a bit of a move in energy markets today. 3% plus for crude oil to the downside. Vaccine makers on the move, guys, heading into the final hour of the day. Let's get into it.
You can say that again, Brendan. The vaccine movers are going absolutely bonkers. Whether you want to look at Moderna, you want to look at BioNTech, BNTX, very, very similar, up 22% now. Basically watching this 435 as we get into the tops here. That's a parabolic move. That's what you can see on the daily chart. Just staring at this one, it looks like it might actually come back in right now below 425. You've got Robinhood at that 70 mark. I tried many times to go long on AMC this morning, and it's now at just above that $30 level. So that double bottom kind of broke a little bit here. But I mean, BioNTech is going to be a big one. I think if it breaks that 25, it has a chance to come back down. And watch this 68 level on Robinhood. That's been bouncing several times. If that gets taken out, watch out for VWAP.
Okay, so we are in position. What's up, guys? Welcome to the fastest hour on YouTube right now as we extend the show. And here we go again. This is what we're talking about, man. We can talk about BYSI, some diamond hands in that situation today as well for me. BYSI, a good little trade here. And why was it good? Very, very simply put. That's AMC. Sorry, I'm long AMC right now. This is the way. Hopefully that's going to be a good one. An $8 winner here on BYSI today. Just buying these bottoms and bang, right there. Out $29.50. We waited for that. It came. We were like, let's see if it breaks 30. It does that. We put a stop order, get out backside $29.50. So we're still holding onto a little small piece here of BYSI, and it's been a monster day. AMD guys today. Wow, big time move, like $122.50. Hello. We were long here at 115 and change. Nice little $2.50 win. But yeah, upside. And just if you guys are playing along here on your home game, I have cashed out another 10% at $119.50 there on AMD, and I tweeted about that as well. So a big time congratulations to anybody along with me on AMD, man. 120, wow. Thought it was a pipe dream, but I guess it's puff pass on AMD because it's the real deal.
And speaking of the real deal, obviously Robinhood's a real deal. You can see what's going on. The price action, it's pretty crazy. But I do want to go from that. I was going to talk immediately about Robinhood, but AEMD, I see you guys pointing it out. It's on the move right now. That's the only reason I want to pop it in here, load up. It just went parabolic. This move basically just happened a couple of minutes ago, right into $6. It's just really, really low liquidity, and the volume's only at 1 million shares. I just wanted to quickly point out, guys, this is that 620 to 625 level. I just got a bit of a breakdown here when 426 got taken on BNTX. That high is 434. I might have said 35. 34 is the high of the day in BioNTech. But AEMD, 625, I think, is a level here that if it cannot get past, it's likely to reverse. The volume starting to pick up a little bit again, but it had really slowed down on AEMD, new mover for today's session.
All right, I'm still basking in that 30% win there on BYSI, guys. And I mean, it's going to be the trade of the day. I know Arun got that, what was it, a $20 winner or something there? I heard a lot about that one. And this is, again, I'm trying to, and I talk about Arun all the time here on the show, and I'm trying to do something kind of similar, right? Where I'm trying to hold on for a little bit longer winners here. And I think that I've sort of found out, not found out anything. It's a very, very tricky thing to do, but a nice little successful trade here on BYSI. This is 30+% on this trade. And why is it different? Again, you guys can watch the trade of the day. That's going to be coming up soon. But it's basically just this. It's just, waiting for this move. Like, we missed this whole move today, right? And so that's bad. But you saw me yesterday, and I actually tweeted it out again as well, that we were going to try to trade a little bit differently today. We talked about that yesterday, and I waited for some key levels to come back in, and that's where we struck, right? So we strike gold right there on BYSI today, and I plan on doing very, very similar trades of this as we move forward here. So that's going to be a good one, and I'm just going to try to look for some levels, doing a little bit of research, taking the time, to go home, look at things. I tweeted out yesterday when I was at the park yesterday after market, and I can find it for you guys here. And I actually got some comments. So I went up to Daniel Shea as well. Here it is, right here. So at the park yesterday, and of course, I can't stop thinking about it. no more shorting these squeeze plays, I said after that. And then, there's nothing better than finding out that your plan actually comes into fruition and works today. So we wait for a good opportunity to get long, and then we strike while the iron's hot with a nice big time win there, guys. 30p on BYSI.
I don't know if this was a squeeze so much, but I mean, because the thing about that BYSI, it was actually, it's good news, man. Like, it's actually really good news for them. A lot of this happened in the pre-market action, and then it's like, this was at before 9 o'clock when it rolled over here. And to me, it's like, if you're in position right now, it's great. Someone asked, like, what am I bullish or bearish on it? It's not doing anything right now. If it breaks down below like 25, if you're sitting in a trade, it's great, but if it doesn't break 25 or at least retest these levels at 32, no need to rush into it. I think Robinhood here is sort of a similar situation, guys. You're sitting here cresting above that 68, which has been just bouncing 68, 70, 68, 70 over and over again. There's no chance the stock gets done. He's up 50%, has kind of volume and the volatility. It's not just going to stick around here the entire session. I'm looking for it to possibly break down past 66 if that 68 breaks. I do have BNTX. It's teetered around, like it went down to 425. It went up to 428. But I mean, a $400 stock, you give it a little bit more room. It's not like $1 or $2 that you're looking for there. Like, first out, it's got to be like at least $3 or $4 there. And then if we jailbreak on Robinhood, and I'm talking take out this like 73.50 to the long side, I would have 1,000,000% be taking profit out in front of this level, not 80. I'm talking 78. So it was a halt up here, then spiked through to like 86, but then immediately came right back into 78. So 78 is kind of that level that if we jailbreak, I think that's where the turn could end up being in Robinhood. We talked a little bit about AMC there off of that 30 level. GameStop is already bouncing, at least a little bit. So one of them is starting to go. But look, there was obviously that imbalance. We showed that. I don't expect necessarily anything like that today. But if there is another spike, I'm looking back to first 150, which is getting pretty close here, and maybe consolidation short. And then if it does pop up, that 158, same price that it turned after the imbalance, that's where it turned in the morning. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen for us here, but we'll certainly try it. About $2 in the money on that BNTX. Once it gets to about 4, that's when I'll start taking it off. Was that Brennan? Brennan?
Mercury Systems, guys, MRCY, big mover early on this morning. It was crushed pre-market on earnings, so it was down significantly, but making a run back to the upside here. Some covering possibly. Just broke through 55 again on decent volume, but MRCY, some volume coming into that one.
Good luck, Brendo.
Yep. Okay, guys. So BYSI again. So the squeeze play on this name here, guys, up to 47. And I know people are asking if we're going to be bullish or bearish on this. Like, when it squeezes up here to 45, 46, 47, like that's a spot. We saw it on Hood today where you got to try to identify. I mean, this was early, right? So you got to try to identify some of those plays when those happen. But that was rates in the morning. So that's going to be hard for some of us that don't have the ability to pre-market trade, right? So that's why I think this is a little bit different right now, and that's why we use, this top rate there as a spot to look to get out. So I would always, and someone went long at 29. I think it was Joanna there. I don't mind that play because it does look like it was breaking there to the upside. But then when it fails back down, you sort of got to look to see, okay, maybe get out where that sort of started, which is right about here. So it's not the end of the world. And again, lung cancer obviously near and dear to a lot of people. So that's why these guys get that bump, is because it's a possible buyout target if it does get FDA approval and things like that. So anyways, that's BYSI. AMC, man, Brent, I mean, I wish I could poke this bear a little bit here, but we have a 20-cent winner right now on board. I thought I had an offer out, I do, but it's all the way at 75. So I'm trying to think about this area, see if we can get back. But if you were watching the sticky note today, and we did tweet this out as well, we talked about that 32 break, and that was the only thing that we wanted to do on AMC. The 32 break happens, and then you touch 30. So that was a good trade. But right now, it's bouncing around this 50 mark. I'm debating just taking out 20 cents here and then worried about that last little bit because we do have a nice little winner on here. My offer's at 75, so far so good on that one. BYSI and AMC, the only two that I have on right now, guys.
Yeah, and we're starting to get going here on BNTX. We just, like we said, we take some out. There's this cluster here at 418 up to like 423. So that $5 range, I get a $4 winner in that part of the range here. Look, at the end of the day, this stock, it's not just about the fact that it's from 350. And look, This dip buy is absolute gold. This is a close price at 352, by the way, and then wiping some people out at 930 by taking out the pre-market low, holding that close, and then right to the upside. So it's already put in an $80 bottom to top move. So if it comes down to 400, you're not going to see me shocked. I'll aim for a $20 winner on this stock, but it's a $400 name here, guys. And you could look at this, or you could look at mRNA. Either one of them have fantastic charts. Just BioNTech is just a much bigger move to the upside, a much better fade for me. If you're looking to play counter trend, you want opportunity. It's all about the fact that you have to be able to get the bigger move. And if it's not there, then it's not worth doing it. If you want something gradually going up 5% and then fade it, you want something which has gone absolutely bonkers that you can play the turnaround. So you did have this key level here at 410. If we break below that, I'll probably put a trail on it to 410 just to make sure we don't throw too much of it away, because sometimes you look a gift horse in the mouth, but you don't always see something make this strong of a move and then fade like this, some profit taking here at the close. I would expect that even if it comes back, it's unlikely to retake that 425 at this point. We got 425.75 on BNTX. I do have that APDN, that's from the morning. I mean, it was actually in the money like 50 or 60 cents, but I got reloaded at 642. It's not doing a heck of a lot. I'll have to cover that by the time we get to 350 for sure.
Yeah, I see that big offer there, Brent. $30.56. It's not that big, but it's decent right there. So thanks for pointing that out. Maybe we'll get out. I mean, maybe we could get out for 20 cents here on AMC, one part. Maybe. We're just topping it off. We have 0 LFT today, so we're at the highest spot we've been at all day. That's why we're just stone cold chilling right now. Tim F., thank you so much for becoming a member. That means a lot to us as well today. So thank you. There it is right there. Thank you, Tim F. Been watching since last year. You cannot beat this content. Hey, we're here. So thank you for watching. Robinhood to 84. I don't know. That might be good. Oh, someone mentioned, and I said this yesterday on the show, you know, I was raising capital. We talked about that. And today, nice to see Facebook straight to the upside. I said yesterday, at 25 PE for Facebook is absolutely ridiculous. And this needs to be bought hand over fist. So we've been buying and adding to our position on this one. You know, I just think that Facebook needs to continue to work and will continue to work. And I'm expecting another run here at all-time highs very, very soon for Facebook. So we just bought the other day. I'm going to have to check. I think it was, I don't know if it was before 350 or on this dip, but I'm going to probably say, even wherever it is, it's nicely up today, that 2%. So nice move up for Facebook here. And then that's part of, like, you know, raising capital and having some dry powder, right? So that you can get into some opportunities. I was looking at QS. I mean, a lot of people are talking about QS right now. I do want to buy some Roblox as well. I'm not in that name. My kid's in it, but I'm not. So my 9-year-old. But QS today, flat, but I did, ooh, that's why. I did notice that it's just sort of basing out right here. I don't want to get in right now, but this is a name that's on my radar because we were in initially at 40. We got out right away at 38, 39 when this move happened, when it was Scorpion Capital or something came out with a negative comment. Appears that they are right, all the way down here to 21 and change. This could blow higher, but it could also get, you know, Tank City down to the, obviously it didn't happen today to $9, but it could get a lot lower here. So very, very careful with QS if anybody's on that. I'd rather trade it up than buy dips on this name, guys.
So great question, Jude. I was looking at this 405 area on BNTX, right? So it starts coming down into that range. It was at about 407, 408. I saw a very quick, and this will happen in the past, if it's in my target area, which was like $2 away, and I see an iceberg or I see anybody step up on the bid, I'm going to get out of it. It's really $2 away from where I was taking it out regardless. So I'm out of that trade. Look, it's for us, when I take this setup, and as I hit that key. When I take this rollover setup, it's a setup play for me, right? So expanding on this type of play to maybe hold on to a quarter, hold on to a third for something more, yeah, certainly you can go ahead and do that. But when it's this kind of a move, I'm usually playing it into VWAP or a specific support area. That's why I said, right when I got into the trade, this is where I want to get the first leg out. This is where I'm hunting for that second move, and it was around that $20 mark. It ends up being like about $18, but that's the rationale. You always want to make sure you're expanding. When I would first take a breakdown trade like this, I would be out of just about everything here, not even holding it through. Sometimes I'll hold in for a little bit of a play at VWAP, but not always, guys. You just have to always be expanding your plays. But if you're going counter trend, you have to have an idea. I'm not saying I knew it was going to bounce off 4.344 as it gets back to 410. Trailing stops can make a lot of sense. If I had a criticism of it, I think maybe it was didn't need to get out of any in that 420 range. Just say go YOLO, allow it to break 415 and cover some of that around 414. Like scratch an extra $7 or $8 on the first half of the trade. That's another way to be able to play it here. I just want to come back. I know to GameStop here just for a second. I know everyone's there's some people still looking at this. It never really got to that 450. It never got to that 150 level, so no rollover. Not a heck of a lot happening in GameStop right now. And that BYSI, I know Sean's still in it to the long side, so there's really, it's not giving you a reason to get out if you're long, but there's no actionable trade. I know how volatile it was, and I want to be trading this for the last hour, but if you're not in position, you don't have to rush to get into it in this particular name here. And that AEMD, we'll get back to in a second, but Brendan first.
Name we've been talking about, guys, kind of as a reopen idea. Live Nation just popping up once again. Basically day lows here. They reported as well. If you missed it, aftermarket yesterday, it was a decent report for LYV, but basically day lows, but trying to get back above 79 here for Live Nation.
Yeah, Live Nation, a good call. That's been running like crazy, Live Nation. So, I mean, obviously on the reopen here, going crazy. What was the symbol again, Brendan?
LYV.
LYV. Okay, Live Nation. Let's see, 78 and change. Okay, and again, this is going to be one of those plays here where you get a. Okay, let's go. You get some big moves here, like I was saying, from the bottom to the top, and then now starting to come back in. So when you're looking at names like this, you have to consider what your basic outlook on, unfortunately, the pandemic is. Because when you start to get reopened, man, I mean, I'm already seeing, look at palooza there. There's another big festival as well that was crazy, like crazy people involved, right? So as concerts start to get going and as new policies start to, whether or not you have to show your passport, your vaccine passport or not, we don't even have that in Canada. But I think we're gonna reopen, and this is a great name for that. So $74, $75, a great bid here for Live Nation. So I like this play, and we'll just see where it goes from here, but that should be on everybody's radar. Another one I like is, I think it's MSG. I don't know if that's the symbol, but I'll find it out for you. But it's also Madison Square Garden is also another name there to look at if you were looking to get something involved with that. Hood. Right now.
Yeah, it just broke down.
It's starting to be a little slow here, but okay, so 67, a nice little break off 70. To me, although today's been absolutely nuts, and I don't even want to show you this because this morning, just like yesterday, when I said long 37.38 and took it, made some money, and I know, and by the way, thank you for all the tweets at me, for you guys that have made just so much money on Robinhood from yesterday's sticky note there. You took it and you liked it. It's right here. I actually have it up. This is yesterday's, look. Go long through 38 right there. So everybody did that yesterday. I was long 37, you guys long 38. We can't hold overnight, but a lot of you did. So congratulations to that. Look, I don't have a problem giving you ideas, but it's you guys are the ones that are hitting the trigger there. So a big congratulations to anybody that had that. Made a lot of sense to me, Hood. So there it goes upside. I think it's way too high now, but hey, we've seen this happen before. Just so you know, tomorrow, and we could have that today, but watch out for this 58 level. I want to see what happens if we get back down there.
Yeah, I'm kind of frustrated. Like it broke that 68. It did miss that trade, and I'm not like this morning. I said the same thing on Robinhood. Like if you missed that breakdown somewhere on one of these moves, and it was actually this one here. Like it just doesn't matter. Like I'm not going to leave that order necessarily in to get it when it snaps back to the upside, because you can probably get a better price if it retraces. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Like try to catch it around 69 or 70 or so. It does feel like it wants to try to come back in here. The last time there was one of these candles was right, maybe like an hour or so before we got on the show. Actually, exactly an hour ago. That's weird. Anyways, yeah, this red candle here exactly an hour ago. Then it held that 72, the higher low. So if the same thing were to happen, I think it could hold this 69 area. That's the idea I'm going for. Probably give it to like a 70 or 71 on the short side of that trade. That BYSI is coming down to 25. I got my eyeballs on that one in case. Not expecting, as people are asking about the imbalances, there's nothing expected that I'm aware of that's supposed to be big, like of course it was GameStop yesterday. I'm not seeing anything that's supposed to be there though.
So here we go, guys. Taking advice now. What's up, Brent? I let that go all the way down there, and we get out again at 55. So 54 there. So now we'll wait to see where AMC goes. It's going to take this out. It's just, look, I mean, you know, I've been in this game a little too long to be staring this in the face again. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I think it's going to break? Yes, I do. But to not take something out there at 54 when we've had this 56 wall, and I don't think it has anything to do with the size, because that's 76 million shares. And if you look at this little order here, like that's 20,000 shares. Like that's like some of you are holding that much. So, I mean, I don't think that that's a big level there, but again, for some reason, when you're looking technically here, we've held, and I'm just saying for some reason, because it doesn't make sense, like why 55, 56 is something, but it is. So we will just go take it out, and then now at least we can put some profit in our pocket, like I said. And when it breaks it, then we'll see about the 75 level, and then we'll just knock it out of the park again on AMC. So hopefully that can come to the upside right now. That's sort of what I'm looking at. So if you are with AMC here, watch out for that 56. I just did empty out half. And then BYSI, I mean, it's $5 in the money. It's still 20% win here on BYSI, which is still beautiful. I mean, that was a 30% win there. What up to Tisha Perkins on the chat as well. But this drop here, I don't know. You know what? I'm not even going to get out of this. I'm only holding like 10% of my initial position right now. So I could probably be fine with this. That was a big win. It's my #1 stock today. Let's see if it takes out some of these highs heading into the close. But ultimately, I still have an order to get out if we break back down below. I'm willing to give it all back just for that dream. And not all back. It's my #1 stock. But I'm willing to give back what I have left on board right now just to see if it does moonshot one more time.
Yeah, and I'm going to see, like, I just got into Robinhood here, and this is the thing, like, I could be short at like 68, 67, 80 if I just left that order in, but you improve the price by like 70 cents or so, just allowing it to come back. If you miss a move like that, that's fine. Just be a little bit more patient with it, because if it bounces back up and it's retesting 70, well, I want to have a reasonable price, right? Like, I'd rather be out like a $1.50 as opposed to $2.30 if I have that choice. And because I missed a breakdown, I definitely have that choice. That's what we got the short on. I took out that nonsensical APDN, which was not moving at all. That AEMD that I know some of you guys were looking at, yeah, it slammed back after that 6, but check out, it's holding up here. The volume's still kind of crap, for lack of a better word, but it's still holding up above VWAP. It did barcode break out on increasing volume. So this is the off chance that this thing could pick up going into the close. Brenda, what you got?
Just looking at some of the travel names, guys. I was just reading a story suggesting that recent conference cancellations, and essentially what Sean was saying, you know, if the COVID comes back with a vengeance, we could see some of these under pressure again. CCL, my daily chart has frozen, so let's just do this. CCL topped out early on this morning, or I guess it was about midday, and has done nothing but come straight to the downside. Royal Caribbean looks the same, about 2% after earnings as well, guys. So travel stocks under pressure here late in the day.
Yeah, and again, it's not rocket science. I've been talking about that forever. This is why I'm buying more and more tech, because, I mean, you just have to watch me yesterday, watch me today. And then I talked about that I think this is pandemic 2 happening right now. And until people, you know, either there's a cure, which I'm not sure anyone's even going to believe if there is one. We already have the vaccines, but who knows? It's up to you, everybody, if they want to take them or not. And who knows if it's eventually going to be mandated. Who knows? But okay, so right now this is MSGS right now. This is Madison Square Gardens. I don't know why this is only going back to right here, but it's a big stock, been around for a while. Maybe they had a symbol change, but 155 now. I mean, look at this. It was just at 205, right? Back in March when everybody was all happy about everything, and now it's just straight to the downside. So this is Madison Square Gardens. So just to match with that Live Nation. And again, like, you know, I should probably be selling some Disney, honestly. Like, I'm long this name at 80, which is why it's not an issue, but you should never trade the price that you're in. You should trade what you think. And honestly, man, I mean, I like this for the reopen. I think this is one of the best plays you could have on board, possibly, for the reopen. And it giving me a little bit of security, because Disney Plus does have some aspects, obviously, of stay at home. So there is some stay-at-home plays there, but I am getting very nervous about Disney, to be honest with you, and I just wish I would have trimmed a little bit more, but Disney's another one of those names on watch. So Madison Square Gardens, Live Nation, and Disney, I think we got to pay attention to.
Yeah, I'm with you on Disney. I feel like it's a name that should have gone. I always feel like people are overreacting and not understanding that it's a stock that should benefit both ways, and they care too much about the streaming and maybe comparison to Netflix, and you saw Netflix not exactly be the big runner in FANG, and I feel like it just weighs too much on Disney. You got to think about this 5 years from now. What are the brands that you believe in? And Disney's not going anywhere, man. Robinhood, so one of the advantages of actually being patient on that trade is that I can now scalp like 70 pennies off, no problem, and if we get a move back into 70, I can just short a buck higher and add into that position. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. We'll ring the register for Robinhood, which, I mean, the volume is impressive on it. It did do that double up, so it's like it's at 160 million, probably do like 200 million on the session. There is this halt, but you know, this SCPS halted and then reopened. The volume, it hasn't even hit 1 million shares worth of volume, so it's still pretty illiquid. Like sometimes it has like a 5 to 10 cent spread on this thing. From what I've been watching it here, I got to check to see what the news is on this, but it is starting to get pretty active. The spread's opening up. It is already coming back down, but when I put it into perspective, I pull up the daily chart. That's almost, I know it halted, but that is a nothing move compared to where the stock has been. So if it's getting off the schneid, I mean, this is like a $5, it's like a $4 to $5 range just hung out in off of the bottom and making a bit of a breakout. But I want to see what the news is on this and the catalyst, because that's got way more room to run just from looking at the chart. Got to see what the catalyst was on SCPS for those of you watching.
Okay, I mean, I'm just sitting here watching this AMC still. I'm thinking about Pfizer. I'm thinking about buying some Pfizer now. And again, I'm just, you know, kind of just shooting off the hip here. Like that's a nice little move to the downside. I mean, obviously, I think that Pfizer needs to be bought if we can get back down into here. But again, that's that. Look at Softy, man, my favorite stock of all time. And another name, I've chosen to up the stake, my position in Facebook instead of Microsoft. And I gave you a couple reasons why: advertising, and I'm just astonished on that Facebook quarter, and it shouldn't be where it is, and you're seeing it make it all back anyways right now, up to 360 again. But 280, 290 here. I like Microsoft on the daily chart, but as you can see right here, this is why I like to look at it in the morning, but again, you know, not doing too much, kind of just choppy today. Look at the NASDAQ here today. It's kind of doing the same thing. Don't really see any key levels. It's nice to be above 15,000. Shout out to Russell Jackson. I don't think he's on board right now, but I think, what time is it in Australia? Like 3 a.m., something like that? Okay, so now you have 287 or so to the high side on Microsoft. That could be a breaking spot, but I don't like to trade these things into the close. So I just don't think there's anything there. One name, okay, one space. First of all, here goes BYSI right now. And again, man, like this is a big trade. Like I'm long 21, it's at 27. Let's see if it can go. Let's see if it can break above this 28. That's something that we're looking at. AMC's not doing anything. Let's check it. Let's take a quick look at Square. Go ahead.
There's a bit of a stacked bid here. Someone just stacked it up on Hood at 66.53, and they just got broken. So this one's really starting to come down a little bit here. But remember, look how strong this thing has been. There's nothing about this that will shock me. If you look at this turning point, and I would know because I was watching this 64.50 level, look at this turning point. If it slams down into here at VWAP, I kind of want to be able to take this one out. Robinhood has been way too strong for me not to think a bid isn't going to come in at some point, but it just chewed through that bid that I was showing you, and it's now $1 lower. So if it turns here off of VWAP, I want to be ready to get out of it and make sure we don't, you know what, not talk about it. Not look that gift horse the month. I never want to do it here, guys, but that was a retracement. You missed the breakdown. Be patient. Let it come back into you. Quick $3 move. I did want to play buy the dip, so that's why I want to be able to get flat. Obviously, 350, I don't know if Robinhood's going to have imbalances on it, but there's plenty of time to go because we're giving you that hour instead of 45 minutes. So still a half an hour, and I'd like to see if we can catch a bit of a bid here. But you can't go long if you're sitting in a short. That's why I covered in front of 65.
Yeah, it's only 3:30. Actually, yeah, because we're that extra 15 minutes today, guys, starting at 3 p.m. So hopefully that was good. I think it was a good decision. I will just be with you a little bit longer every single day now, so that's good. Show is still completely free. What is going on with the ONE1 right now? It's going to the downside, so we'll see. Sorry, to the upside right now. But, whoa, oh yeah, this has been doing this all day. 178 million shares today, but it is sub right now. So sub $1. I don't know if that's better for fees for you guys. It is for us here, but it's basically free trading. So you can get, I mean, you can take a lot of shares here, 180 million. Obviously, it's just busting through right now. You won right now. I mean, the thing about this is where's the daily chart not loading? This was a $6 name at one point, ONE. So who knows? Look at this. Big dip down. I don't know if what there's news today or not, but up to $1.15 there. But a lot of opportunity here on this name today. Like, what a bottom. I wonder if that was just because we made that bottom at 50 cents, and that's just one of those key levels. So yeah, wow, nicely up to 86 today. One ONE here on New York, expecting a big imbalance here. It's One Smart International. So who knows who's smart or who's not, but right now we're looking pretty smart holding on to this BYSI. Now $6, as it's not changing my chart. Now $6 back in the money, and I know people are stuck long. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow morning. We saw what happened here on this squeeze straight to the upside. It could happen tomorrow, man. We'll see, but $45, that could be a pipe dream. If you want to hold overnight, at least hold half, maybe if you're stuck, but I like this 29 level, man. We dumped off there from there and then there again, so it's got to break above 30 for me to get even more bullish on this name. Brendan, what up?
That was that Chinese education company we were talking about a little bit this morning, One Smart International. Another one of those Chinese online education companies. The only real story on that one, guys, was kind of interesting. They received a non-compliance letter from the New York Stock Exchange today. That was really the only thing on this, and it ripped up that much on that, apparently. Guys.
I think one thing that might be going on in some of the Chinese education names, though, is with the and look, we're going to have to talk about Delta because it is what it is. I'm glad Sean went on that rant, but TAL made a spike at the open. I think EDU did the same thing, and of course there was some chatter with the variant and with the outbreaks coming through around whatever you want to call it or whatever wave number you want to throw at it, possibly shutting some things down in China. There was that feeling that if schools start to shut down, the online education names will get a spike. So you had a spike in TAL that's got reversed. EDU did a similar thing here. So looks like it might have just been a bit of a sympathy play over with that one. I'll come over to Robinhood just for a quick second because, I mean, I didn't get into that long. I wanted that snapback. I'd rather see it consolidate here, maybe break back up. It still has a chance to do so. But I also want to take a quick look at that BYSI, I should say. A couple of things to keep in mind here. If you go to the higher time frame, it's not that you have to go pretty far back. And the only reason it's worthwhile to go this far back, you're like, why would it matter where it went to in 2018? Well, if you look at the top here at 46.70 or 46.60, and then go back to, this is the highest point back in 2017, it goes to 48.50. Like when it was going parabolic in the pre-market, like I was watching this thing and thinking about that 50 level, at least the 48. And then it turned on a dime if people slam the brakes on it at that price. So if you kind of look back, look at all this chop, and then when it had the biggest retracement, and look at this bottom here at 23, and where does it recover to? 34. Bottom, recover to 33. And then you look at what happened this morning on the stock when we were trading it. It was like turn around here at 47 in front of that high, consolidate where? 33. So that 34, that 33 on the daily chart, exactly the same place where it started that rollover for that short. So it's not to say that these are always going to be perfect, but a lot of times when you're playing that momentum and you have these opportunities to get huge winners, you just have to be able to find something. You have the directional bias that gives you that confidence, right? So, Sean was telling you guys why he was able to spot that double bottom at 21. And you're looking for that overnight hold, okay, well, 33, 34 could be a bit of a price area. So if you like the risk to reward and you think that it might stall out at 33, 34, well, that's a place maybe you'd get some out there at that price. And then maybe you hold some. If it can't break that, maybe you're going to still be in profitability. But if it does, you've taken profit and you can hold the rest for that YOLO bit of a trade. But always go back, look at the higher time frame. It doesn't take you too long to do it. Start there. I'd rather miss a trade and have done some diligence on it than just sort of randomly punch into it, even though sometimes we will complain about the fact that we missed a trade because it happened too fast. But you always want to make sure you do that work. BYSI, you had to go way, way back, but those levels ended up mattering this morning.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's good. Like data mining, like looking back at that stuff, guys. I mean, you got to have reasons to get in and out. So that makes perfect sense to me. So I'm just going back and forth here with Amirzing. I think it's supposed to be amazing, but your name must be Amir. All I'm asking for you here, bro, is what is your angle on why you want to buy AT&T? I'm not saying it's not a bad name to buy. I own Rogers Communications here in Canada. You can own it too, RCI. That's been an absolutely fantastic one there. Ford, yep, if you're not in, I think it's a good one. But just let me know what you think the angle is there. Like when I think about tech stocks, I don't think about AT&T, so that's why I'm just wondering what that means. And if you and maybe it's a like a broken telephone. Hey, AT&T broken telephone. Maybe you thought I meant telecom instead of tech, but what I mean by tech is technology stock. So that's why I favor, and I've been going longer here all the time now on Softy, Facebook. I think Apple. I mean, Apple needs to be. Forget about, look, throw Ford in the garbage. Like, if you're not long Apple right now, then whatever money you're looking to put in to something for long term, you buy Apple right now. You don't even worry about the price. That's my very first recommendation now. Buy Apple and then worry about things later. So this is going to be a very, very strong stock forever. So I would just buy Apple, and that's stupid to say it's going to be forever because you don't know forever. But I'm telling you, if the market crashes, you always want to be in Apple all the time. And then when it crashes, you want to buy more of it because, hey, it's been so strong for so long that I believe in Apple, and I've been buying it all the way. We get through that 30.56 there, but you're 100% right, Brent. I mean, it looks like that's going to be a bigger wall than we thought there. So someone's selling this all the time as soon as it gets back up. Some decent volume here on that move. So I like this, man. I mean, I should probably get out right now. So I'm going to exit this trade right now. I'm not. Psych. I'm not going to exit it. I'm going to wait to see. If it does blow to the upside, I want to be in it. So we'll hold on to AMC, but I am acknowledging right now to everybody that this is probably the smarter play, getting out. But I'm at the highest spot I've been at all day. It's been great. I'm on a good run here. So I'm going to give some of this money back if it doesn't win. But I just want to notice to you guys that this 30.60 is definitely come into play a couple times here and is a questionable level. So if this comes back down, I want to go short through 30 for sure. Even though there's not that much time left, there's obviously a seller here. So I'm thinking about going short through 30, guys. And if I change my mind, I'll let you guys know.
I apologize because I probably missed a little bit of this. It's just like an area seller. There's no actual size or anything going on there. Sometimes you just get like someone that's just jamming short, and every time it goes up there, they're just selling into it. And it's hard to identify, but when you do find those, you got to pay attention to them. Someone's asking like what our thoughts are on Uber. I got a miracle bid down in that 34 to 38 range that I talked about here, and we said this in the morning show. Like after Lyft was, I should pull up the Lyft chart. Like why not? Because after Lyft earnings, which actually weren't that bad, this is Lyft today, down 10%. Now it's a little bit of a difference. Like Lyft was a much stronger stock relative to Uber for that for the retracement play, or sorry, the reopen play. Despite the fact they're very similar, Lyft had been a better performer. You hear Mark Roberts, stock father, talk about it all the time. I like the exposure of Uber to multiple revenue streams, and then of course international. That's turned out to be not the good play, but I think long term, I believe in the model. I think automation is going to be great for them, but you got to think about the long term here and then where it's going to go. I find it hard to believe they have to blow numbers out of the water here, especially when you have the fact the active riders was actually a pretty solid beat for Lyft, and it didn't matter. I mean, the revenues per user is a bit of a problem because they're having to give incentives to both riders and drivers, which can be a little bit costly and hurt their margins. And I expect the same might come out of Uber, which is why you could see that down print. And the only reason that's kind of, we talk about clusters all the time. This is like 33, this is 39. I say 34 to 38 because it's kind of in the middle of that range, but you can kind of see this is support at 33. This level here, resistance here, the top is 39. So you can say 33 to 39. I've been calling 34 to 38 because somewhere tighter into that range I think is an entry for Uber for that long term. I'm not necessarily thinking there's much of a chance it's going parabolic up, but I wouldn't be shocked if we're sitting at that 38 level. That's why I got a bid ready and locked and loaded to go. That BYSC, I mean, you can almost just roll that into the imbalances, which are coming out in 13 minutes, but BTBT is moving, and this is it on the daily chart, so you can see where this has come from, but it's getting right into, and it got right to, I should have been all over this, it got to that 14 level, and we did talk about this 14 level in the morning, and I missed the trade because it went to 1350. Today, I mean, like, it's not an excuse to say I was looking at other names here, but it was Robinhood, and then it was, of course, BioNTech, which is both trades were winners. But that's a great level at 14. It just couldn't quite extend into it. So a lot of times you go in counter trend. I want to make sure I'm getting a price into that level. I know I'm wrong. Wrong is at 14. Do I want to be short at 13.50 and have a 50-cent stop? I don't know that I like that risk to reward, but sometimes that's the way the turns go. A lot of people make really good money starting that short really early and then just averaging into it. It doesn't happen to be the style that I love going with that high, but certainly it worked out here. Just make sure you noted both the top, that it made here at 1350, but also that level on the daily chart at 14 even. So it breaks it by a few pennies, comes right back down. If it can hold this 1250 cluster before the imbalances come out, could be worth a dip buy though.
That's funny, Matt. I got it there, Matt Walsh. Thank you. Yeah, that talk on AT&T. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. On AMC, I actually did put an offer at 47 when it broke through 50, but didn't get it. So now it's coming back to the downside. We did talk about that. I want to go short through. I want to go short through 30. So we're going to watch out for that one coming through now too. That should be a play. I don't care about the imbalances on this one. If it breaks it, it breaks it. So the reason why that GME yesterday, because we did have that index change, right? So GME yesterday was like 2 million shares, and then it paired off. So invest in phone booths. Yeah. We have it actually. We have here at the office a English phone booth. I'll take a picture of it tomorrow and send it and show it on the show here as we go. But yeah, we're absolutely destroying it today. And what else is destroying it as well is another longer term play. I know I'm not. I know Neil owns Uber a little bit higher than this, just like my Alibaba talk as well. I don't know what price you're in at Uber, but I talked about.
Actually, it's not as bad as you think, but it's definitely bad enough. Because I could have bought Lyft when Mark said buy Lyft instead of Uber, and it would have been fine. But
yeah, but I mean, when was that? Because Lyft has really been shitting the bed as well, man. Like I mean, Lyft right here today, down today. But I mean, I guess if it was down here, that would have been a good spot to buy some Lyft. But you're definitely.
I bought Uber on the consolidation here at like 49, right? So that's pretty ugly. Like if you go back to like in mid-June, right? And then you go to Lyft at the same time. I'll pull up the chart here. Come on.
Actually, they're down pretty much.
And then you look at Lyft. Yeah, but the difference is Lyft actually gave you a chance to swing out of 10%, right? So I mean, Uber was basically like a piece of hot garbage. It's hindsight to be able to look at the move down today and say that they're the same. At the time I made it, Lyft would have been the better one. Like they're down 10%, so I get it. It would be the same thing now, but I kind of see it as a fail because I was given advice. And when Stockfather giveth, you got to listen. Is that Brendan? Sorry, Brendan.
Data analytics company, New Relic, is just going through a few other names that are making day highs and having pretty impressive days. New R in New York, up 15% off of earnings. Again, this is a software maker that makes data analytics software. So a nice look for New Relic, guys, NEWR.
Yeah, people talking about AMC earnings, New Relic. Yeah, right now 340, so not too much time left in the day. But AMC bouncing around. I think it was just someone they need to have $6 billion in profits to get back liquid. But we'll wait to see here. It's coming on Monday. I just looked at CNBC there, a little scary. Okay, we're gonna go now to the upside on, that's what I wanna talk about, AMD today. We had a great win on this one today, but obviously just like normal, we didn't hold it for long enough. 118.50 coming on AMD right now. So look, I mean, whether or not this one, and I don't have a problem telling you where we're long on this one, it's way, way lower. But what I was talking about was Alibaba still being stuck, me long at 220. It's at 201 right now. That's 10% down. We just re-upped some of our shares there. And I'm not going to buy any. I think AMD has gone parabolic to some extent here. I mean, I could zoom in a little bit. We'd have that bad wick. You could see what this has happened. We called this play. I said, even when it was down here 92, I said next call 120. We made that, so I did have to pair some of that off. Now, I don't know if AMD is still going to go up more, but that's going to be a big move. My attention now turns over to NVIDIA, which I did sell. Oh, good. NVIDIA now above 200. Okay, so I did sell at an average price. I think it was like 185 before that split. So we lost a little bit there. We didn't sell that much of it. But now NVIDIA, I believe this is, 208. Okay, just looking at my screen. 208 is going to be is the all-time high. It's 208.75. So we're getting very, very close, man. It's 208.75 on e-signal here anyways, is the all-time high. So you're percentage points away from that. We probably get that tomorrow if the NASDAQ's up. So NVIDIA on a nice play, man. NXPI as well.
You know what's not at all-time highs? This is not to like kick something when it's down. Apologies, my daily chart's not fully loading on Pinterest here. Not that it matters. I kind of feel like what you see here is all you need to see. Remember the earnings, of course. They disappointed on their user number. A bit of a bounce, but they're flat today. But there was a bounce yesterday. You're up to that $60 level. But when this went to the downside, there was at this particular point, it was Snapchat first. That had actually good numbers on users and advertising as well. And then Facebook came through and Snapchat got sold off. And then Facebook came through and disappointed and they got sold off. And we were like, Pinterest is going to be trouble. We talked about this in the morning show. And it's like, well, roll money from pins if you get any kind of a bounce into Snapchat. And there's a difference. This is all you can tell. Like flat on the session after a bit of a rebound, and hopefully this actually loads up here today. Do it, Snapchat. There we go. And this is what Snapchat's going to be doing today. Pressing towards this 80 level. It's up at that 77. So you had to be able to look at that sort of relative strength and weakness. And it's fine. You can't care where you bought Pinterest at, like last year or wherever it is. I know it was a great bottom. You got to look at what the stock has been doing. And of course, it's still not loading all the way back here, but you see what you need to see. Snapchat's actually in a fantastic post earnings range here, holding the 72. Twice it's tested that level, breaking back above it. This 80 does loom large. Maybe we'll get that by the end of the week. Let's not forget we got the jobs report coming through, and that could, look, if we get a monster number there, that could change the altering for some of this tapering that everyone's talking about. So we're going to be watching that at the end of the week because it should be an interesting number. But watch out for Snapchat through this 80 level here, guys. Definite relative strength. I mean, Pinterest, I love it. My wife still uses it. It's just a matter of look what happened to the stock. Know what strength, what has relative strength. If it dips a lot further down, fine. There might be an opportunity to get back into it, but I want to see it happen first. And we haven't mentioned it once today, but Virgin Galactic, I believe today is the 4th. That would make tomorrow the 5th, and they're going to be reporting tomorrow. And it's basically barcoding here, back and forth at 30 level. If this one breaks out, you know what it can do. But I think the bigger story is if this cannot hold 28, it'll be probably a matter of like days or weeks before we're sitting in the low 20s on Virgin Galactic. So not moving much going into tomorrow, but I feel like that's not going to be true when we come to the close in tomorrow's action.
Okay, yeah, Snapchat's, I haven't been able to get into that one. GM, yuck. I mean, I checked my price on, and thank God I'm not in this one too high either. GM with a disgusting trade today. We were long, and finally got out on a 53 break, battling back, but like 52.26, wow. Nice move, like down 9%, wow. I'm long 47, so I did double check that after we got off air there. And like I said, I thought I was long into this cluster, but I must have been participating in, I think I was initially long and then got some more. So my average price is 47 anyway. So I don't even see where I could have got it at 47. So that's why I think I was bought in here and then bought in here again. But it's approaching those levels, man. And I don't know. Big move to the downside. I'm not going to average into this. I prefer Ford, but I know a lot of people are stuck long on GM as well, but not a good move today. And again, just citing the obvious, like that's the problem. We already know the semiconductors are going to be a problem, and they did talk about that it's a fluid situation right now. So a couple problems still happening with GM, and you can see down 8-9% today. I think this may be worth a bid as well. Ford, let's just see what this is down. Yeah, only down half of that, but we did send out, I've not bought no more, man. We sent out firing warning shots up here at 16. If you do remember, what up, Brendan?
Yeah, Ford, just going to mention here, there were U.S. sales numbers that came out today. Down 38%, guys, in July. EV sales were up 58%. There was also this headline I'll show you up here as well. The White House talking about 2030 as a goal to have 40 to 50% of U.S. automakers selling EVs instead of gasoline-powered cars. So 2030 up there, guys.
Wowzers. So, I mean, you saw what happened to GM today. That's kind of stinky. Although I'm adding to that one for the long term. I don't mind it. Also, pick up the index. That's also an easier way to play. If you're ever wondering what to do, just buy the index and hold it. Robinhood, I never got to look. Obviously, I said get out of the short because I'm going to look for a place to buy the long on a bit of a dip. But I did say I wanted at least consolidating. I mean, that's obviously not consolidating at the bottom, but it is a bit of a bullish sign there, especially when it snaps back up. This is a 3-minute. A lot of times in the afternoon, I'll switch from a 1 to the 3. That's why it looks a little bit different. But if you look at that recent support that it had earlier in the afternoon at 1:30, that was right at 66.25. That's exactly on the 3-minute where you can see like these nice little candlestick patterns. But anyways, I do miss that long. It comes right back into this range. If it holds a lower high, then I'll take this same trade, maybe take some off in front of 67, try and work it down here, and balances are about to come out. I've got my stop, and I've got the, let's just say the better stop that we have here at Day Trade the World. So you can actually see it here. That's how far I'm crossing up if it were to take out 69.60. That's part of because I don't want to hold this through this level. But the other half is if that triggers at 350 and there is some kind of imbalance, I want it going out and making sure I get a fill. So a little bit more aggressive than normal. It's not to say there has to be an imbalance, and I'm not expecting one. GameStop was a bit of a unique situation yesterday, but I'm just going to try and rinse and repeat off of this cluster here and see if it can't fall back into the downside with 1 minute to go before we do get these imbalances.
So we're still $6 in the money. I'm going to get out of we can't. I would hold BYSI if I could. It's $6 in the money, a $21 name. But again, we can't hold overnight, so I can't do anything about it. So not going to do anything. And then I just want to let you know I did take another shot on AMC here one more time just to see where we go from here. If it breaks down through 30, you know the play. I'll be out and then I'll be I'll be short through 30. So here it comes right into the downside. I don't have any offers out, so this should be smooth. It should break. We're long at 25 now, so that's why it was important to take that 20 cents there, at 54 the first time. So now we'll wait to see in just a couple seconds, man. They're going to come out. So you stay here. We'll go live. These are not real right now. So we're going to wait to see when they come out in about 8 seconds. We're going to have it. So get ready. Here it comes in 3, 2, and 1. These are all going to update, and you're going to see here hopefully some big size. So there's Zynga right there on the bid. We've seen them recently. Visa's always on here, so that's another name. And then I don't see anything else. So I don't see Robinhood or anything. It's probably on here, but for right now, we're just sorting by the highs and by the size, and I don't see anything here. So there's a Japanese name, EDU, on there. We talked about that one connector, whatever that was, one school, ONE today as well. But Zynga, the biggest one, and that's just a small stock, $10. So that's not really going to move this name. But that's the imbalance locator. A lot of nothing, it looks like.
Yeah, I see Robinhood at 200,000 to buy. So I mean, it was a buy imbalance, but I guess look, because it's 200,000 into 160 million. That's why that stop doesn't trigger. So it's not a huge imbalance. We're still in the money on this, but we're starting to get to that time where I can't look the gift horse amount. If I can only take off like smaller scalp trades, I may just have to go ahead and do that. Only 8 minutes left to go, Brendo.
It is time for earnings, guys. We are still in earnings reporting season. Some big names to come tonight and before the open tomorrow.
Yeah, I just wish there was some more earnings than just these few names. But yeah, all kidding aside, I have no idea what to look at. We'll be looking at whatever's moving. I mean, I don't hold many of these. I want to buy Moderna on any dip right now. I own like pretty much one of every stock, I think, but nothing on here. So for my personal holdings, there's not much on here. Roku, I think, has been a big one. We know Reddit can get behind that as well. Wayfair, that's been a runner. We can watch Wayfair again tomorrow. That's good. And then I don't mind Fastly. Fastly's a name that I should be into that I'm not. So that's been one of those names as well. Oh, there's Penn. Penn in the middle there, Neil. I don't see DraftKings. I guess that's probably in the next couple of days. But Penn.
How do we miss that in the morning show? Honestly, I feel like I'm getting old because like sometimes on that board, it's like, how did we miss that name?
Neil, I hate to tell you something.
You can't see any gray.
I got some gray up in here. Not getting younger. Yeah, we're all getting older every single day here. So, yeah, the more haircut you get, the less you see the gray hairs there. So, but okay, yeah, we missed Penn, but we can look at Penn quickly here. Why not? $66, just an absolutely disgusting move down for Penn, guys. Not just today. That's only down 1%. But are you guys ready for the daily chart here? I mean, I don't know if you guys know about Penn, but there it is, 140 all the way to the downside. So it actually looks more uglier than DraftKings, but they actually have some casino in them. So that's kind of the thing about Penn, is that if you do get the reopen, that's why it's down a lot more than DraftKings right now. But if you do get a reopen, and the Delta variant, maybe herd immunity comes through, if no one wants to take the vaccines, then you could get this back to the upside. So I actually do really like Penn, and I'm not in it, but I'll buy it on weakness, guys.
Yeah, guys, I just tightened my stop on Hood. It's not like Robinhood wasn't going anywhere, so I just got out of it. I just wanted to point out one that was a mover today, if only because the next time people are like on the chat in the morning show, I'm not going to, like, it's just, I missed Moxie this morning because, look, obviously Robinhood was moving, and I get it, and then we're trading that BYSI. But Moxie has been so much gold whenever it just starts to fall that I think we have to watch this one again. It's down 36%. And this is what's happened since we're watching that size seller, and then when the size selling came in again, it's been getting woodshedded here. Now, there's obviously big levels that it's coming into if it gets to $7.50 or $8. And yeah, Vivek, you're right. We miss things. It's fine. We can miss out on trades. It's really more about, hey, can you identify the setup? Can you learn from the experience of it? That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But ARCT, that's another one that we were talking about today. It was on our radar, but you can't catch every single trade, right? Like at 9:30, you have to prioritize. There's way too much going on to think that you're going to have like 6 or 7 stocks that you like in your setups, and then you'll 100% have to get them all. Just pick out which ones you like the best. I felt BYSI was a great opportunity, and Robinhood were the 2 places where I want the most of my attention. So you're going to miss ARCT. You're going to miss out on Moxie. And then you have to be fine with that. That's just the reality of it, right? Like if Sean's messing around when BYSI is sitting there at 21 and he's saying to himself, hey, I don't know what's not moving today, but let's just say what's going on in BAC. That's not worth it. You got to play what's moving. You got to play I don't know why I said BAC, because I hate that stock. I always will. Nothing against Bank of America. I just hate actually trading that stock. I've just never had success on it. But you got to trade what works for you. You got to live with the idea that you're going to miss out on opportunities. So ARCT, great breakdown. Could have been all over it, but you got to pick the ones that'll move a little bit better. And the volume, not that big anyways.
Yeah, no, and I'm getting ready to get out of all these stocks right now. It looks like, okay, so just so you guys know, if you want to see a battle, get ready. It's happening right now on AMC. Some size here, they keep getting hit, keeps coming back. So there's a big seller here. You're just trying to push this thing down. Like, look, he gets hit, like it's gone. Big orders just got through. He comes right back. So I mean,
it's SSR.
This is, yeah, today down 10% now. So they can't hit this. So they're just loading up this short, hoping that either these pull or people that are long hit this trade. So I don't know. If it's going to break through 30, it's going to crash. So just get ready. You're not going to be able to go short on this name unless your broker somehow is not doing things properly. But hey, this is what's happening. People getting short here, they just keep re-upping it. It can't go higher because see, there's another 30,000 out. Like just got hit. Like there's another 16. There he is again. Like just watch. You'll see. You can't see. Happens so fast, right? But it gets taken out. There's big N orders going. Like, okay, so the point is there's a monster battle here happening on AMC. It's chewing through volume right now. You can see in the 1-minute chart. Look, it's doing big volume right now into the close. So AMC, man, this is going to be a tough one.
It's all dark volume.
There it goes. Now it's gone. Now there it goes. So there it goes, breaking through 30. Let's see that. So it's not falling that fast. We're still in a little bit of this. There we go. Now we get out, and we actually went short there because we were able to pay for short and got it off the offer. So right now we're short at 97 on AMC. Let's see if that 301 can hold it. I'm going to get out at 301 if it does happen, and then don't tell anybody, but it may hold this into the aftermarket.
Yeah, like, to be perfectly honest, that's one of those things. I see someone saying like post that to Reddit. Yeah, like that's the kind of thing that's actually worth watching back. Like just so you can like slow it down, look at the tape and see like, because you can maybe filter it sometimes, but like you want to be able to see like where those prints were going off. Like you were seeing just a ton of dark pool prints and there really wasn't much lit going off except for off of the bid. So all the buying was in the dark or in the middle at the midpoint, and then all the actual selling that was or prints that were going off on the lit markets that you can see here, that was all coming off the bid, and then you're gonna get a breakdown eventually there. So I think that can be a bit of a hint, but good look on that. It's always about education here, guys. AMC breaking, but it did hit earlier 29.80. So the actual low of the day is still here to approach. Is it going to hold a low? I don't know, but I see one wick down to 29.81 and only 3 minutes to go to find out.
Guys, don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart, because you know, it's coming to the downside right now. So here goes AMC. We'll see if it can keep going there. Shout out to Billy Ray Cyrus and Miley Cyrus on that one. So not only do you get trading, but you got to get some music here as well. Where am I bidding? I'm bidding 83s to get out of half. Because again, we are supposed to be out of this trade by close, but here we go. So there we go, guys. Like, so I lost that 25 cents on that first position, and now look, we're short 97s as it just keeps coming to the downside. Here it goes. So there it goes. So there's that first move. It stopped. See, now here's the stop, and then here's a reload back to the downside. So there it is. I mean, if I had more time, we could have just crushed that as well. I mean, not crushed it, but gone short at 90. You saw it bust up and then stop, and now come back to the downside. So now it's going to figure itself out, but here we go. We'll see if we can hold this a little bit longer, breaking through that. Oh, and then you might have saw the diamond hand. So the largest trade of the day right here, guys. BYSI out right here just because we got to get out for a nice win. That last part was $6 win on that. No, sorry, $5.35 on BYSI on a $20 name. So there it is out there. The biggest, I think the largest winner today on board. So a good trade on BYSI. Hopefully we can do that again tomorrow. We're learning from our mistakes, guys. And that was a good one. So we made more on BYSI today than we lost on that whatever it was yesterday. So hopefully we're back with a vengeance tomorrow.
Wilhelmina. There we go. I was having a little trouble with that name and apparently wasn't doing that bad of a job with it, Sean told me. So Wilhelmina was, yeah, that stunk. I mean, I stunk on that one as well. Robinhood, man, back above 70, so good thing we got out of that trade. Look, it's basically flat. I know, yeah, why get out, have a tight stop? I could have just lost the extra like 40 or 50 pennies, but why do that? It wasn't going, and it was a buy imbalance anyways, and then you're going to see it spike up. It's not a huge move, but I'll tell you this right now, up 50% and churning through volume like this, it's still holding up really well in terms of volume, and up at $70. That's one of the signs you look for just ridiculous strength. It is ridiculous. It's very cheap to short, even though we had to pay for it today. So there are a lot of day traders that short this stock. And one day, like, I probably should explain to you what was going on here. In and out flat at some of these halts. In that 15-second window, let's just say it's a good thing I'm fast on my keys still. Otherwise, each of these would have been pretty ugly. But you got to be able to play those halts sometimes and have a plan. We did get green on the NASDAQ. You better believe it. You're darn right. Miss V's in the green shirt. We were red when we closed the morning show. We said we'd put the green to the test, and we came up victorious once again. Although I'm not sure the ES got there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ring it, Miss V.
All right, I do want to give a big shout out. A couple super chats there that we missed. It was more than $10, so thank you so much. Hamilton. I like the name there. Good name, Hamlet there. Say what's up to Shakespeare for us all. What is up, Brendan?
Selling came in there at the end of the day, guys. We'll have a look at how things wrapped up for the day. We are red on both the S&P and the Dow, 0.75, 0.45. The NASDAQ held on pretty strong, actually, at the end. 0.2 to the upside. Everything else, pretty choppy session. Worth noting down here, 8.5%. Nice day for Ethereum again.
Better believe it. Hey, and that's what, look, at the end of the day, like, I know you see a lot of red on that board, but we did specify, like, it's the good luck with the green for Valeria. It has been specifically with the NASDAQ index, so we're not just kind of cherry picking that. That's just the way it's been, and it was red to green today, so we'll definitely take it. Stick around. Trade of the day is going to be that BYSI for Sean, obviously, so I think it's a fantastic one. You always want to make sure you get that learning in. I know it happens fast here. That's why we check these. We do those for you every single day, so you can get a better experience of breaking down a monster winner.
Thank you, Vivek. Yeah, savage. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a savage sometimes. And say what's up to Shakespeare. Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah, thank you to Austin. Thank you to everybody on here as well. Very, very nice. Thank you for all the comments and congratulations. Someone said they made $800 or something today on Hood. Oh, there. I want to show you out. What's up, RJ? Good job, man. It doesn't. I don't care how much people make on it. Just as long as you're positive on that stock, every day is a good day when you're green, and that's not going to happen every single day. I still am in this AMC short, so I'm watching it. We'll see if it goes above 30. We'll get out of that one. But yeah, don't worry about it. Thank you so much to everybody today. Miss Maggie even working hard on other work sitting there. So thank you, Maggie. I see the laptop. You don't have to hide it there, Maggie. Good job there. Thank you to everybody today. Rob, Lucas, Maggie. Thank you to Miss V again. Hard working throughout the afternoon. You guys have no idea. Neil and Brendan, don't stop working. I do, but that's fine. Right. So we are here, guys, live for you every single day. It's now 3 p.m., guys. I think it went well today. I don't know.
We're getting the show, Mike. It's 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll check. It's 4 p.m. now, but we'll stay tuned for the trade of the day. It's been a roller coaster ride of a day. That is for sure. So thank you for everything. Watch us tomorrow, 8:30. We're back. It's earnings palooza. Watch out for Uber. Ciao.
See you guys.